Hello, hello. Welcome back to Beyond Broken Hungry. I'm Derek Carlisle. I'm so happy you're here today. Whether you're driving, getting ready, working out, or just sitting in your cozy little corner, I see you. And I'm glad we get to choose this time together. I've got my coffee, a little ASMR, Jaffe protein coffee. Was bamboozled by those ads during I think it was like during Black Friday or something. They were so cheap, maybe a little bit after. But yeah, anyway, today's episode is one I've been sitting with for a while because it feels really personal and really real. I mean, that's like what this whole podcast is about, right? So, we're going to talk about wellness, not just the curated, always on, never miss a workout version of it. We're going to talk about what it actually looks like to live a healthy life through all the different seasons, those highs, the lows, the wedding planning, the newlywed chaos, the freezing cold Florida winters that nobody warned us about. So I hope by the end of this, you're going to feel so seen and encouraged. So let's get into it. Life can feel like a constant balancing act. Career, relationships, health, finance, faith, and somewhere in the middle of all of that, trying to pursue the dreams God placed on your heart. That's what Beyond Broken Hungry is all about. Here, we talk about real life wellness, not perfection, not extremes, but the everyday habits, mindset shifts, and faith that help us build strong, meaningful lives. Sometimes I'll be sharing conversations with wellness experts. Sometimes it will be just me reflecting on what I'm learning as a wife, entrepreneur, a woman of God, and someone trying to live well in every area of life. If you're figuring things out as you go, you're in the right place. Healthy living, real faith, full life. Welcome to Beyond Broken Hungry. Okay, so let's start with a little bit of my story because I think context matters. Some of you know this, some of you maybe don't, or maybe you just need a little refresher. Over the past 7 years, I have worked really hard to build what I would call a consistent, balanced lifestyle. Not perfect, balanced. Very big difference there. But here's the thing. I am human, just like every single one of you. And just like everyone, I go through seasons where motivation dips and discipline takes a back seat. You know that feeling when you have like a goal and you're so excited to go for it, you're crushing it, and at the end of that high, the goal kind of fades and you fall off? Yeah, that was me on repeat. And I got really tired of that cycle. I just wanted to be consistent. Not consistent for one trip, not consistent for one event, consistent for life. So that became my focus. When Doug and I got engaged in September of 2024, something clicked for me. I knew I wanted to feel my very best for our wedding, but I also knew that I didn't want to be one of those brides who crush dieted, looked amazing in photos, and then had everything unravel the moment the dress came off. No shade to anyone who has done that or did that in the past, just because that's what diet culture kind of looked like, but that's just not the story that I wanted for myself. So I started over a year out, slow, intentional steps, no restriction, no pressure, just little consistent choices that started to feel completely normal and like more consistent, like more choices that were just more than just like, oh, I'm just trying to get healthy. It's like, okay, I'm already healthy. So let's take steps beyond that, right? I felt good. I ate well. I had my fun drinks here and there, and I was genuinely thriving. And the glow, it came from the inside out. And that's the only kind that lasts. Then the wedding happened. And it was the most beautiful day of my life, truly. But I did not expect what came after. Y'all, I had heard about the like post wedding blues and things like that. But I did not know that it was going to be like how it was. I was exhausted, like not just tired. It felt like someone pulled the plug on my entire system. Like my nervous system was completely shot. For 2 weeks, I was in this fog that honestly felt a little like depression. Kind of runs in my family. I've had my depressive episodes. I still kind of struggle with it. That's something that like I'm, really working towards. But my body had given everything it had to that season of my life preparing for this wedding, and it was demanding I take rest because I was not just planning a wedding, y'all. I was planning a wedding on top of launching my business, on top of my fiance getting laid off and then having to find another job, on top of like my business growing and booming and me hustling. Like there was so much. Like I genuinely thought that Q4, like around the holidays of 2025, normally, historically, in the years I've been doing marketing, has been a slow season. So I was like, oh, it's going to be great. During the holidays, I'll be able to coast because people are, inquiring, asking questions, but no one's really like wanting to start anything until like end of Q1, Q2. But just like everyone wanted to start in Q4 and like, which is great. I was happy for it. But I was literally, like, building things for my wedding, like, 2 days before the wedding. Like, it was just it was insane. I'm gonna have a whole episode just on the wedding, but, like, right now we're focusing on this. So, just when I started to feel like I was coming back to life, we had one of the coldest winters in Florida I have ever experienced in my entire life, and I've lived in Florida my entire life. My joints ached, my body hurt. Some mornings, I genuinely could not get out of bed, it was so bad. It felt like the only way I could really describe it is like ice in my veins. Like, I don't know how else to, like, give you a perspective of how it legitimately felt. I kept things going in the kitchen, thank God, and my business, praise God, picked up even more during that time, but keeping the lifestyle I had built during the wedding season felt really hard. And it's not that what I did was, like, so demanding, like, I wasn't doing these intense workouts multiple times a day and, doing this, like, crazy meal prep or anything like that. Like, it was just couple times a week, I would go in after a regular class and I would just do a little bodybuilding session, like a bonus thing, work out on the weekends. It was not anything like this intense crash, like I'm prepping for a stage type of thing. But it just after the wedding and the cold and just how my body was feeling, I don't know. It's like I just could not like I couldn't jolt myself back to, like, just going, how I was before. It was just really weird. So, I gave myself grace, and I went into what I call a listening to my body phase. I rested more, I stayed warm. I'm actually gonna go get blood work done soon to figure out, like, why the cold hit me that hard, like, maybe it's low iron, like, I don't know, but that just wasn't normal, and I want answers for that, so stay tuned on that. But the beautiful thing is, once the sun came back out and it didn't hurt to move, I finally was able to just pick it right back up, just like that, because the lifestyle was still there. The habits were still there. They didn't just disappear just because I paused. Like, I still had a lot of the same meal prep on rotation. I was still eating the same snacks. I was still, going out and doing drinks like a normal way. It just for the moving my body portion of it all was just so hard to do because I was in so much pain. And then, Doug and I both gained a little bit of that newlywed weight. And honestly, I love it. There's something really sweet about nesting with your partner and just settling into married life together. And the beauty about being in a marriage with your best friend and teammate is that you can hold each other accountable. And so we've already been like, okay, we're back in it. Let's do it. We're dialing in just a little bit here and there just to kind of reset everything. And then we'll have like a good, like healthy, strategic thing going on. And I really love this verse in Proverbs 31:25. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the futures. I just feel like clothed with strength and dignity, like we have to put that on. Like, God gives us this cloak of strength and dignity, and we have to wear that. And that goes into everything about not just like ourselves, but like, who we are as people, how we talk to people, how we, nourish our bodies, just, things like that. So, I want to take a second here to speak directly to any brides to be who might be listening right now. Hear me when I say this. I'm going to get closer to the microphone. Hear me when I say this. You do not have to completely overhaul your body, your life, or your relationship with food for your wedding. You are the bride. You have a body. You already have a bride body. It is already yours. Make the lifestyle changes, sure, not bride style changes. When the day is over, you want to step back into the life that you actually built, not feel like you have to start over from scratch. Give yourself the gift of slow, sustainable, joyful change, and you will thank yourself a year from now. And that goes out for anyone, not just brides. No matter where you are in your season, you can start slow, stay consistent, and trust the process. Okay, let's talk about married life because everyone keeps asking me, "Oh, how's married life? Ooh, how is it so different? Oh my god, blah, blah, blah." Honest answer, nothing has changed. But also everything has changed. Like, I feel like some people can relate to that. So, Doug and I are both Christians, and we both understand the weight and the beauty of marriage from a spiritual level. So, having that shared foundation, that connection to the Lord makes our worship together so much more intimate. Our faith is the anchor of our home, and that means everything to me. But on a practical day to day, we had already built such a solid life together that marriage was really just an elevation of what we already had. Our systems, our rhythms, our communication, all of it just sort of leveled up. One thing we've really leaned into, I know we just got married, so it's like this is not me giving marriage advice. Like I'm not some pro, but something that we have in ourselves like really been leaning into is honoring each other more so than we already were doing. But for an example, if someone asks us out for dinner or, wants to get plans or something, we don't ask for permission, but we do honor each other by saying, let me just check with Doug. Let me check with Dara. I'll get back to you. 9 times out of 10, the answer is go have fun. Sometimes like Doug forgets that we have plans for something or that I'm going to be out of town for something. So he has to maybe maneuver around the dogs or he's going to go hang out with his buddies. So I got to maneuver around the dogs, the plans I have, or, whatever that kind of situation. But it's the act of checking in that communicates respect. And that really matters. We also protect our individuality. Like he still has his things, I still have mine. We have our separate friend groups and our own hobbies, but we also have the same friend group. So we have like different friend groups inside of the friend group that we have. And then at the end of the day, we come back to each other and we do everything together. Like, you know, we know every single one of our friends. Like we don't hang out with people that like we don't know. It's possible that Doug jokes all the time that I have so many friends that there's people I haven't met or that he hasn't met. But I mean, at the end of the day, like most of the people that are in my life that I like care about were like at the wedding. So at least over the weekend, like got to like shake his hand or something. But anyways, like there's just no like secret friends that like we don't, you know what I mean? And that balance is what keeps our marriage healthy, not codependent and not a dictatorship. It's just two whole people choosing each other every single day. And here's something that I have to share that I've been working on personally because I think it's going to help a lot of you, especially the ladies. And I want to emphasize that I am working on this, like, actively still working on it. Sometimes I nail it, sometimes I fail it. But I am getting a lot better at asking for help. Like those older daughter core, like can't ask for help, like whatever. Like that's me to a T. And I'm not just the oldest daughter. I'm the oldest by 7, 9, and 14 years. So like I had to basically help my mother raise my siblings. They're my children too. You know what I mean? Um, but more than that, asking for help in a way that actually works. So instead of like hinting or waiting until I get frustrated or nagging, I now communicate my needs clearly and in advance. I'm huge type A, huge planner. So like I know what I want to do ahead of time. Doug doesn't. But if I tell him what I want to do, we can kind of communicate and get on the same page. So I'll say something like, "Hey, I really need help with vacuuming this weekend. Can you do it by Sunday morning?" It'll really help me feel relaxed so that we can have quality time together. And like being specific, not just, hey, can you help me vacuum this weekend? Because I've done that before and the vacuuming could be Sunday at 10 o'clock at night before we're going to bed. No, 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 no. I've been stressing about it all day, trying to sit with you and watch TV or do whatever you want to do on a Sunday while I know our floors need to be vacuumed. So like I will say, can you do it by Sunday morning? It will really help me feel more relaxed so that we can have quality time together. That last part, again, matters so much because quality time is Doug's love language. So he loves to like sit on the couch and watch a show or a movie or, just like go drive around or ride bikes. Just me and him together, quality time, like that's important to him. So I'm not just asking him to help me with something, I'm connecting it to something that he cares about too. So he's more inclined to do it because he's gonna say like, "Oh yeah, well, we're gonna be chilling on the couch all day." Like, yeah, I'll make sure to do it. And then he might literally do it like Sunday, 11:58 before it's officially the afternoon. But like, you know what I mean? Like it's Sunday morning, so it's fine. But here's the key. So once I ask and he says yes, I release it a lot of the times. Again, I'm still working on it, but I will remove it from my mental load. So I'm not hovering, I'm not nagging. I just trust that he's going to do it. And I just do what I'm setting out to do and know that, like, okay, vacuuming is not on my list. It's something that I don't have to have on my list today. And then because one thing I like tell Doug a lot too, and I emphasize is like my time with you can't be quality. If I'm mentally running through a to-do list all the time and like looking around and being like, that still needs to be done and that still needs to be done and whatever. So the more I respect my own needs and communicate them well, the better everything flows. And then the time truly becomes quality and not just like I'm just sitting here frustrated, sitting on the couch with you, being like, I could be doing a million different things, but because we worked together, we're nailing so many things. We're doing things together. We're communicating together. I'm understanding his needs. He's understanding mine. So there's just so many benefits from just that one simple thing that I really have been leaning into working on. And I love it just goes with Ecclesiastes 4:9. I love this verse. Two are better than one because they have good return for their labor. And it's so true. So I want to talk about my business for a second because it is so intertwined with my wellness journey, probably more than people realize. I mean, if you own your own business, like you totally get it. But if you don't, like, I mean, it can work with work too, but this is just seriously like it's so affecting of my wellness. Running RM agency has been one of the greatest blessings of my life. I genuinely cannot believe sometimes that I get to do what I do for a living. Like, this is my job. I'm so grateful. Like, I can't even put it into words sometimes. So this year I've been really focusing on scaling, and that has meant hiring contractors to help me grow. So, it's like this risk that I'm taking by hiring somebody that may or may not work out for, a project or, whatever the case is. And some of them were amazing fits. I've got some great contractors that I work with on a regular basis, and some were not, and I don't work with them anymore. And all of that has just been a part of the learning curve. And that's entrepreneurship. You try things, you adjust, you keep going. I just thank God every single day that I get to build something that's mine, something that serves people and gives me the freedom to show up for my family, my faith, and my health. And if you or anyone you know has a small to medium sized business and wants help with your digital footprint, please reach out. You can find us at rmagency.co, RMAURUM agency.co. I will also put this in my show notes. And just send us a message with the code BBH Tribe, or if we book a phone call or something like that, like tell me that you listened to this episode, and I'm going to give you 15% off. We'll put a package together, whether it's like one project or a few month long thing, whatever the case is. Like, I want to work with you, and I'll give you 15% off. Okay. So we're going to land this plane with something that I think every single person listening needs to hear right now. Let go of unrealistic expectations of your home, of your body, of your timeline, and of yourself. This is something that I'm actively still working on, but I have gotten really good at. And the main thing is that my house is not a model home. Your house is not a model home. You don't have people coming in speculating all the time, deciding whether or not they're going to do those same cabinets or they're going to build this same layout or they're going to buy this house. Your home is lived in and it is full of love. There's clutter sometimes, real human clutter, and that is okay. What I just try to do is have systems in place so that the clutter doesn't become chaos and start bleeding into other areas of my life. Because I will tell you this right now, I make my bed every single day. Why? Not just because it's like routine or whatever, but because literally I work from home. So when I am downstairs after eating breakfast, having coffee, doing whatever I'm going to do downstairs, and I come back upstairs to my office, which is right outside of my bedroom door, and I see that my bed is unmade, it makes my brain scattered. And I will either immediately make it from then on, or if I don't do it, it's like this whisper tickle in the back of your brain that that's not put away. Or when there's clutter all over my desk, like it makes it to where the room is just loud. Dishes in the sink, the kitchen's loud. Like everything's loud. But when you have like a system of regularly tidying things up, putting things away, when you take something from somewhere, you put it right back where you got it from when you're done using it. It's not perfection. That's not the goal, but it really truly has helped take the pressure off of my shoulders and just clear my head a little bit. The goal is a life that feels like yours, a body that feels cared for, a home that feels like a sanctuary, not a showroom. Perfection is not the goal. Routines have to serve your actual life, not control it. I'm going to have some guests later on this season to talk more about this that are just going to be amazing. And they create systems that work for people with real lives, and I just can't wait for you to hear from them. So whatever season you're in right now, a high season, a hard season, a cozy in-between season, you are allowed to adjust. You are allowed to rest. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. You are allowed to pick back up. That's not failure. That's wisdom. Consistency is not perfection. It's just coming back every single time. Before we close out today, I just want to take a moment to pray over you. This is this new thing we're doing on this podcast, so I hope that it blesses you. So if you're driving or working out, just receive this with your heart. But if you're able to, please join me and close your eyes and let's pray together. Lord, thank you for this time together. Thank you for the women and some men listening to this right now, for the season they're in, even when it's hard. I pray that they would feel your grace in the moments they felt like they're falling short, that they would hear your voice over the noise of comparison and perfectionism, that they would rest in the truth that they are enough right now, exactly as they are, and that you are not done writing their story. Give them strength to take the next small step. Give them wisdom to know when to push and when to rest. And give them the courage to build a life, not for anyone else's approval, but one that honors you and brings them joy. We trust you with our heart. We trust you with our health, our homes, our marriages, and our businesses. Thank you for being in every single season with us. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you so much for being here today. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, I'm so grateful for you and for every single one who tunes in. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with a friend who needs to hear it. Leave a review if you have it. It would mean the world to us, and it also helps more people find us. And don't forget, if you or a friend needs help with your digital presence, head to arum, A-U-R-U-M, agency.co and use code BBHTRIBE for 15% off. Until next time, take care of yourself, give yourself grace, and remember, wellness looks different in every season. And that, my friend, is a beautiful thing. You got this. Bye for now.